Welcome to Hanging with the Hammer. Roll the intro. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hanging with the Hammer. It's the first time I've been on in a long time. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I don't know if I'll have anybody on, to be honest. I threw this out about 15 minutes ago. So this is very impromptu, so I'm going to give it a few minutes. And if I don't really get anybody, I'll just do a little kind of Ask Earl Anything rant, you know. This weekend, I've done a couple drum covers. I did one Chicago cover for a subscriber asked me to do a Chicago cover of a Chicago 3 song. I think it's called "What Else Can I Say." I don't even remember the name of the song. It's one of those ones on Chicago 3. I'm not a big Chicago 3 listener since my youth. I used to listen to it in my youth. It wasn't my favorite album of all their albums, but anyhow, I did a cover, released it, got some good feedback on it. And I kind of set up in a kind of a Danny Seraphin-esque setup, reminiscent of his Rogers kit and his, rock and roll Hall of Fame kit that he had with the double-headed tom, couple concert toms, double-headed floor tom, and a bass drum and a snare and some cymbals. And I used my New Zildjian Avidus cymbals, so I had some fun with doing that. And for the most part, it was just me just doing a Chicago cover. So when I did the Chicago cover, I got this thing in my head the next morning. I was like, what am I going to do this weekend? You know, what songs do I want to do? I've played a lot of songs I really want to play this summer. Most of the summer has been me just, getting my headspace together and just playing fun stuff I want to play. I don't even know what I want to play this weekend. I have to do some, I have to play at church today, so I'm going to be doing that. And anyhow, long and the short of that whole thing, I'm just checking my audio, making sure my audio is cool. Does it sound good? Because I have nobody out there as feedback, so nobody knows I'm here. Anyhow, so I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something that I've never done, but I think would be kind of fun to do. But I knew there was a possibility I'd get blocked. So I took a shot and I did Chicago's Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan, which is Make Me Smile all the way down through Color My World, and Now More Than Ever, the ending part with the solo, the famous solo. And there's another little solo in there right after Color My World, which I didn't do a great job of. But, I played it pretty much all the way through, and I fixed some things. And, hey, Chadwick, nice to see you today. I'm just ranting a little bit about YouTube today because I decided to go on live. So I'm talking about, this weekend and what I did yesterday. I spent most of the afternoon yesterday because I spent some time with my kids, my daughter. We went to breakfast and I did yoga, and then I got done. I said, what am I going to do? And I said, let's do this Chicago tune, Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan. So I spent 2 hours on the thing, which is long for me. I don't normally spend that much time, but it's a 12-minute suite of 7 songs. So technically, I guess I'm not really spending all that much more time than I would spend on any amount of covers. Doing 7 songs in 2 hours isn't too bad, to be honest. The problem was when I got done with it and I mixed it and I put it up on YouTube, YouTube blocked it immediately. And it got blocked for all kinds of reasons. I tried to put it on Instagram. I think I got blocked there on Instagram. I did dispute Instagram. So this morning I went back and I remixed it, a lower mix, and it just got blocked again. So I've got 1/3 attempt to really drop the mix way below kind of George Flutist style Led Zeppelin stuff, or because that's truthfully what we're talking about here. We're talking about they just don't want to hear the track. So I'll be just drums. Anyhow, all that to say is, YouTube doing its normal crap on certain songs, and this one may never see the light of day, and I spent all afternoon on it yesterday. So I've got another Supertramp song I finished up the day with yesterday, Take the Long Way Home, and I probably will release that this week. I figured I would just have a little time to talk and see who drops in. So Chadwick, since you're here, that's epic, like the trees from Rush. I did see your new. I saw part of your physical. Was that on Instagram? I must have saw it. Yeah, it got blocked too. Yeah, it's the funny thing when I looked at why I got blocked on YouTube. Yeah, there was some of it was just typical Chicago stuff, but then there was some other artists that sampled it. Now the sampling artists are stopping us from being able to block put stuff on YouTube, which is cracking me up because they sample it. I guess they have to pay for it to sample it, and now they're basically saying, "Hey, you can't use it because I paid to use it." So YouTube sucks. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Kind of makes me wonder why I'm doing drum covers most days. The truth of the matter is, I don't even know who's watching YouTube anymore. It seems like it's waning, and finding good stuff is kind of hard these days. So it's just kind of weird. So Chadwick, what have you got going on in your life? I see you're changing up things. I love the electronic kit, by the way. Seeing you stand up and playing the Simmons drums, that was kind of cool. Bill Bruford-esque, I guess, in some ways. Man, I wish I had kept my Tama Techstar setup I had. I had a little Tama Techstar setup I picked up dirt. Actually, I got it for free, and I used it for a while, and then I sold it in about 2012, all the pads, and they worked fine, and they had all those funky sounds before I got my SBD-SX, so I never sampled all those sounds. It would have been fun to kind of sample the sounds, but I really think electronics look cool when you got pads that look like Simmons pads. That's all I'm going to say. That's my favorite way of looking at electronic kits. And there's a couple guys out there that have Simmons kits. I don't know if they're such great players. You're like a really good player, Chadwick. So when you play them and you do your stuff, it really makes me, kind of gets me. So let's see. Yup, I watched Bill play like that. And I went and set up a kit to do that. Yeah, Bill was great, man. I think Bill was the Simmons guy, to be honest. I mean, there was a lot of guys who used Simmons kits, but when I saw Bruford using it with King Crimson, I thought this is the coolest thing. You know, Simmons should sound like Simmons. I agree. That's the other thing. I think when the other pads, when you use the Roland pads and they sound like Simmons, they don't sound the same to me. So Simmons should have that Simmons sound. But Bruford was doing some really cool stuff with it in the end. And then when he got the big Simmons Monster Brain, which cost like 20 grand or something, I don't think they produced very many of them. He was doing some crazy stuff with layering and things. But that was going to be the wave of things to come in the 2000s with the V drums and stuff, what you can do with it. Most people really don't use the V drums to their max. They just take the standard sounds and they spend $5,000 for it. So I thought it was worthwhile buying the SBD-SX and taking a bunch of samples in and trying some things with it when I was using it in this church I was playing. But I really haven't been able to figure out how to make it work in covers. I've done a few covers where I use it, but it just doesn't really. I don't use it like you do, Chadwick. You really got that thing down, and you're all over with your left hand. Your independence is. I really like your independence and how you utilize it. So very solid. So anybody else out there? I guess it's just you and me, Chadwick, today. So no one's really coming on. So I think YouTube is kind of waning right now. I think people are kind of off YouTube. It's just crazy. It's my percussionist. Well, your percussionist background is what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I studied in school. I mean, I played marimba and timpani and all that stuff in college. But when I got into the real working world, I think I lost some of my independence somewhere. My left side is really kind of weak. I've learned how to kind of play in such a way that my left side is there and does what I want it to do for the most part, but I don't have I don't spend the time on it. I just happen to catch you this AM on a walk. Well, thanks, Chad. If you got to go, man, I totally get it. I'm going to be bouncing probably soon too, unless a couple new people show up. So, but that was my thing today. Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan. It's 10:08. I thought I would bounce in. I know nobody's expecting me to bounce in. I didn't make it really planned. I do plan on coming back with this show and doing it more often. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it and how I want to put it. And right now, scheduling is the thing. So, nah, I'm good. No plans today. Just edit a show. Yeah, I get you. My only plan today is this afternoon. I got a rehearsal and then I got to play it tonight. So, I already rehearsed for the rehearsal, so I'm set up for that. I guess when I get off this, I'm gonna make some drum cover. I don't know what drum cover I'll make. I'll just throw something in next track stems and kick it around a little bit for a while. Um, you know, that's what I do for fun. So, but I'm not real inspired right now to get up here and talk. So I figured I'd throw myself out, see if anybody was around. And usually people are around on Sunday mornings, so I'm kind of shocked nobody's out there. But if there's anybody, I see there's two people, so I know Chadwick's one of them. So if you're out there, you want to identify yourself, say hi. Got a question? Questions make the show. I just ranted about YouTube for 5 minutes. I don't think I need to rant anymore. Matter of fact, when I get done with this, I'm just going to upload my next version of Ballet for a Girl in Buchanan and see if we have it. It may end up being a drum solo at one point. So, your walk finds your way to your songs. That's the funny thing. I drive in my car. I have a playlist of Spotify's soft rock favorites, I call it, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s that I throw into a playlist. And every time I'm in an airport or somewhere where I hear one, I take it and I throw it into my playlist because I used to listen to AM, FM radio so much, and there's so many songs I love. So every once in a while I'll be going through somewhere and I'll have where they're playing streaming music of some type, and I'll hear a song like XM radio or something in a store, and I'll say, oh, I haven't heard that in years. Let me find that. And I'll find it on my phone, and I'll throw it in my Spotify future song playlist, and that's how I pick covers. And then it goes into my other playlist where I'll listen to it a few times. But most of the songs I pick to play music is like spur of the moment, like, oh, I hadn't heard that in a long time, that pure Prairie League songs. I think I'm going to do that one. I mean, I don't want to do Amy, but the one I picked a week ago was kind of like, yeah, let's just play this. So that's why I did the Supertramp. I picked 2 Supertramp songs, and I did the second one. Did it yesterday, finished it today. So that'll be coming out soon. I still have about 10 songs in the can that are just waiting to go out, even though I had a very non-productive weekend for me. I mean, I really didn't do very much, but I spent time with my kids. When you get to spend time with your daughter, your grown daughter, and have breakfast with her for 2 hours, that's a good day. So that was yesterday. Anyhow, don't know what else to say. Just a short little hang. Leave comments if you enjoyed the short little hang. That's all I'll say to you. Just played a disc golf song from Canada, an artist, Gino. Chadwick, I think you're hitting on something, doing the new stuff, and finding new stuff. Because the kids, you're getting to get the younger kids to do it. Now, will they subscribe? Will they stick around? I don't know. That's the question mark. Us older people are kind of set in our ways how we deal with life. So that seems to be part of it, you know what I mean? But the young kids, you don't know. They're fickle, man. They spend about 10 seconds on something and they're gone. So getting anybody to stick around and listen is a hard thing. So that's why this show is that way. Oh, I see. I got 4 people up there in the stream. So if you're on the stream, just say hi so I know you're there and I'm not just talking to air right now, because I can easily bail and go do something. It's not like I can't. But if you guys have a cover you want done, leave it in the comments section. I got a bunch of questions for my next Ask Earl show. The last Ask Earl show went pretty well. That's how this whole thing started. This live stream's only relatively this year, you know what I mean? So, let's see. Double Loose Drums. I picked up 20-ish new subs from France the past 2 days. That is cool. See, that's what I'm saying, Chadwick. You definitely right now are finding something else, which you're tapping in. And also your show, which I can never remember the name of your show. Your show just cracks me up. Like a mind-numbing block. By the way, why didn't you look at my version of Sledgehammer? That's what I want to ask you. Okay, Rio was great, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. But your show, I still enjoy watching your show, and you've been doing a lot of the new popular stuff, so that's been kind of cool. So I got 3 people out there. I don't know who they are. They just bounced in and bounced out. I guess they're not sticking around. Not one of the regulars. So, Mad Cowbell cover review. You are still there, Chadwick. That's cool. I don't know why I can't get that Mad Cowbell cover thing in my brain. One of these days I will. Tim, drum brag. You don't have a gig today, Tim? Now Tim is from Europe. I know that. I'm just trying to think. Is it Germany, Austria, or England, UK? So I know you're out there somewhere. So got a nice set of sonar drums, Blue Sparkle sonars, which are sweet, and some other drums. Always does live stuff. So how you doing, Tim? Nice to have you on. Thanks for telling me you're here. I've been ranting about YouTube and other things and chatting with Chadwick. France. Chadwick, this might have been one of the guys from France that found you. Chadwick, this is Tim, drum bag. He only comes in certain times of the year. He's a pretty busy guy. Does a lot of gigging and stuff. So, but always enjoy having guys that follow me pop in once in a while. So, let's see what else is going on. Not a lot. I'm not doing a lot other than this YouTube thing, but I wake up some days going, why? So, Windsurf 3. Brooke. How you doing, Brooke? You're right. If you don't put Brooke on there, Windsurf 3, I never remember who it is. Windsor, Ontario. Okay. Is that above Toronto? Windsor, Ontario? I've been to Toronto. Toronto's a fun city. They have a great drum shop in Toronto, too. I went there. Kind of enjoyed Toronto. That was 3 years ago. My wife and I went there. My wife went there for a university speaking engagement at the University of Toronto. And I got to hang out. And one day I met up with one of my viewers, a guy named Mikey V. Mikey's from Quebec, Montreal area, somewhere that way. And we went to the drum shop, Just Drums, I think it's called, in Toronto. That was kind of fun. Chad says, oh, I did. I'm trying to add as many new faces as I can. I'm trying. I watch a bunch. Y'all don't say. That's cool. You got to keep. That's what you got to do when you're starting out. You got to keep trying. I'm not watching as much, to be honest. I watch the people I'm subscribed to when they come out. When I see something that comes out that I want to watch, but I'm not. I don't have as much time to watch. I'm busy with work and other things, and I think that our attention span right now is just getting shortened and shortened by the day. The thing for me is to stay off things like, Instagram and stuff. The other thing with YouTube that I've found, and this is driving me nuts. Well, let me see what Windsurf has to say. Brooke. Southernmost city, just across the border from Detroit. Oh, okay. Cool. Great place to visit. Yeah, Toronto is a great place to visit. We have some friends in Kitchener, Ontario. I've been there once, and I flew from Detroit. By the way, flew to Detroit to get to there. So, but YouTube's been crazy lately. If you watch anything for like 2 seconds, all of a sudden they're feeding it to you. So I had to clear my history twice this week because I started watching these crazy videos of dash cameras and accidents happening in front of dash cam cameras. It's been nuts. Now I'm a safety guy. That's my day job is safety. So I watched one because it came up and that looks interesting. I might have even been searching dash cameras for my company, for GPS in the trucks and stuff. But YouTube picked up on it, and I got addicted to it like fast. In like a couple days, I was watching all these dash cam videos. And then all of a sudden, it took me to logging videos and guys cutting down trees, and all of a sudden I was watching these outraged Karen videos. I've never heard of this before either, but now apparently I've learned something that they call white women that are crazy Karens. Oh man, there's tons of videos of those, and I just stopped it. I had to stop, and I cleared out my history. Started searching Vinnie Colaiuta and Elvin Jones, and now all of a sudden I'm getting jazz videos again. So that's YouTube. Anyhow, glad you guys are around, sticking around a little bit. This hang is not going to be very long unless somebody asks me a question. So I need a question. Any question will do. I will go off anywhere you want me to go. Just ask one question. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to ask me one question. If I don't get a question, I'm saying sayonara, guys, because I guess I will have plenty of time to do a drum cover. It's 10:19 Eastern Standard Time. So anybody got a question? Any question? I kind of ranted enough about YouTube today. By the way, got a million views on my thing, on my, not subscribers. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, but I got a million views on YouTube. Hey, yay, party time. And in that, I've made $800 on YouTube. Actually, 800 and change. So I am a rich man because of YouTube. How did the nylon? Okay, here's a question. Chadwick wants to talk today. How did the nylon tip work out for you with the Zildjian switch? Well, let me say it this way: Zildjian is not a switch. This is just part of my collection. But I bought the nylon tip sticks because of my Caropes. I have a set of Caropes that I use mostly at church, mostly for low volume gigs where I can't overplay. In my church, I'm playing in a big wooden church where it's got a high ceiling and the Pisties just cut the room. I mean, just cut right through the room. They sound great. Beautiful. We're playing with floor monitors. I'm not in a penalty box. I'm not in the behind the screen anything. So I have to play like I'm playing a jazz gig. Literally, I have to play. But I have no definition on that Carope. So I bought a couple pairs of the Goodwood Vader Seconds nylon tip sticks just to see how it worked. I like the nylon tips for certain things. I think they're kind of nice to have a pair in your bag. I still rather go wood because I just like the feel of wood over the plastic, but you know, it's cool. Now, as far as the Zildjians go, that Avidus symbol kind of does what I wanted the Carope to do now. Now, when I bought the Carope, I really wanted dark. So when I bought it, I really bought what I wanted. But over the years, I've realized the Carope just doesn't cut it, man. It just does not cut it on a recording. Unless I'm doing something really, really, really jazz and you want that dark thing. And for me, I don't want the dark thing all the time. I've actually really dig the Paiste clarity that comes through the Paiste symbols. Paistes aren't overly complex, but they are right. They sit right in the right place in the mix. You kind of know you're playing Paiste because they're clear. Are the symbols, you can hear them. You don't have to do a lot of EQ tricks or anything. And the Zildjians just kind of, the Caropes are so dark. They're so darn dark that I can't get anything out of them. No stick definition, no bell. So I bought the Avidus to get that sound, and I'm really happy with the Avidus. I really like it. So I'll be using that today. And I kind of got a new respect for Zildjians. I have some Armands, which I really like. I've got an old set of New Beat hi-hats I've had for 15 years probably, or 12 years or something. But from 1979, which really sound nice. And I still got the dark Caropes, which are not as dark as their ride symbol, by the way. So let's see if anybody else has popped one. You just hit 996 uploads. I don't know where I'm up on the uploads. I have to look at that. I think I'm officially at 800 and something and change officially, but there's more videos that are blocked and I can't alternate videos that I haven't released. So I have over 1,000 sitting there. But I don't release everything. I upload a lot of stuff and just sits there, waits to be released someday. So, but that's great. Congratulations, Chad. You definitely have done a lot of work in the last couple years. Voice, talk. Anybody else with a question? Putting it all on Chadwick today. There's a couple of you out there. Wish I could see who the viewers were. Only if you guys write questions do I know who's out there. No questions today, but let's see what Brooks said. No questions today. Time to get some practice in. Too many distractions. Well, all right. Well, I'm sorry I'm one of them. So go practice, dude. And Tim said, any tips for headphone mixing monitoring? I use Sennheiser's HD 240s at the moment, but they're falling apart, so I need a new set of headphones. Begun research. Headphones. Okay. Couple things. The Sennheiser HD2, I think they're 285s. Chadwick uses them. I have a couple pairs of those. They're good. And the Beyerdynamic 770s, I got a pair of those. They're nice. nice sounding. As far as, headphones to use that are just normal headphones, of the drum headphones, the best ones that I know of are the Superphones made by GK Audio, Gordy Knudsen Audio from Minnesota. He's the guy who plays with Steve Miller Band. And I had one of his earlier sets of headphones. I didn't have those. I had the cheaper ones. But those are the isolation headphones. They've got Sony 7506s inside of them, the drivers for the 7506 Sony headphones, which were the studio staple of the 90s. And then the Sennheisers became the studio staple of the 2000s. That's when I bought mine. And now today, I think the Shores are coming up, and I think the Audio Technica MT, is it MT 50s or MD 50s? I forget what they call them, but the Audio Technicas are pretty popular, and the new Shores are pretty popular in the studio. Of course, in Europe, you can get the other Beyerdynamics, the ones you can only get in Europe. They got a nice set of headphones you see in a lot of English, UK studios. So there's some cool headphones out there to be gotten. But as far as mixing for it, depends on the situation. If I'm playing in a live situation with in-ear monitors, a lot of times I'm in a booth, so the drums are all kind of muffled and really kind of weird. So I'll put a little kick and snare and a little overhead in there. And then I try to get the acoustic guitar and the vocalist. Bass player, if it's a happening bass player. If it's a terrible bass player, I just pull them way down. And I usually take out the BGV vocals. I only want the lead vocals kind of inspiring me. Keyboard, if there's a keyboard. If there's tracks or click, they're louder than everything usually, so I can lock into it. A lot of the church stuff was with clicks and tracks today. But I enjoy playing at this church where I don't play with clicks or tracks anymore, so that's kind of fun. Any other questions for me today? Hopefully I answered that for you, Tim. Anyhow, it's been a fun hang. Half hour is good for getting back into it. I don't need to go 2 hours, that's for sure. I am looking for some guests. And Chadwick, if you're still out there and you want to be on the show, maybe we can hook up and go back and forth text messaging or FaceTime or something and talk about doing a show. Maybe we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just bring you on the show. Last time you were on with Tate Berkey, and I did a show with Tate, so I'd love to do a show with you. I think I'd rather have people on this show, to be honest. I'd rather talk to people. We can just get into things. That's kind of fun. But 10 a.m. on Sundays probably doesn't work. So good to be here again, working hard on the new album. Great. I heard your last album, Tim. Your last album sounded great. I got it in my Spotify. It comes on once in a while. My wife, by the way, my wife's album, the one I played on and produced, is available on YouTube, and I actually have all the playlists of my wife's album out there. So, and I put it right on my channel page, and I put my wife's inspirational videos on there too. She got like 150 videos, but she only has 140 subscribers. So she always bugs me. She always lets me know I have too many subscribers. Cheers, Tim. Thanks for being around. Anyhow, thank you all for being on today and took some questions. And hope after the stream, guys have fun, man. Leave me some comments. Hope you guys watch it. Anyhow, great day, man. Take care, everybody. Bye.